Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. DIY Dad here from my office in the basement of my house. Pardon the mess behind me here. So we're going to do a different kind of video today. We're going to take a look at some of the configuration options with the WLED software, specifically related to presets and timers, and deal with some of the tricky on and off bits that you might want to configure. I'm not doing anything with the music sync. This is going to be simple presets, simple timers. Here we go. Okay, so let's get into this. On my screen right now, you're seeing the WLED interface in its Christmas mode because we filmed this really close to the holidays, so my background is updated and everything for that. That's why you're seeing this. In the lower right-hand corner, you can see this is my roofline controller, and this is the default status of the WLED software whenever you power cycle it. If you've done no custom configuration, shut the power off to the device, bring it back up, this is what it's going to do. It turns on, and it turns on in orange with a single color displayed solid. So you can see I've got my orange displayed and my color effect pattern is just a solid color. Now when I first started working with this software, that was kind of frustrating to me because I thought I was losing my work each time and having to reconfigure it. It turns out this is absolutely by design. I was just being naive. The trick to being able to save all of your settings and to indeed configure what the default action of your controllers are when they first turn on is found in presets. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Further, we can set our presets to a clock timer or to a day specific timer to allow the lights to turn on in certain presets at different times, or more importantly, to turn off. Now to do off on presets, it's a kind of interesting scenario. So we're going to walk through all of that. We're going to start with just the simple concept of what a preset is. In simplest terms, a preset is just a saved configuration of the WLED software. Colors, effects, patterns, segments, any of that work that you've done, it's pre-configuring all of that data for you. So to use presets, essentially you're going to want to configure the device first to the preset that you're wanting to save. So here I am in my default status. If I wanted this to be, let's say, all blue, I could select blue as my color. My lights outside are updating. Turn on peak so we can see that. Maybe I want to be a little bit more specific, and I'm going to do a blue gradient, and I'm going to set this to do a color gradient. So my lights are now set up with this color gradient displayed, and I have an effect that's running that's a default thing from before, and I could change that if I wished, but it works okay for me for what I'd like. So this is a setting then that I want to save, and I want to be able to recall this or perhaps have this come on by default every time this particular device starts up. To do that, I'm going to go over to presets. So in your mobile app or in your computer, if you're looking at it on that setup, just go over here to presets in the lower right hand corner, and you're going to get this screen. This screen allows you to edit, control, and create the presets that you've set up previously. So initially you likely don't have any. To create one, shockingly, you're going to go to the top and hit create preset. Now, the reason we configured the device first is the way the preset system works is it looks at current state and it builds that file for you. There is some custom configuration you can do if you're up on that and you've spent the time learning all those API commands, but that's the out-of-the-box way that this works. So I've got my blue gradient glitter. I'm going to actually just call this blue gradient. So I'm just giving it a name at the top. And then we have this quick load label. When you're saving your presets, you're going to get this long list of buttons. And if there are presets that you want to be able to recall quickly without having to go through the big list, assuming that someday you might have 30 or 40 of these things, you can give it a quick load label. If you leave it blank, it's not going to do anything special for you. If you fill anything in there, and you can do 2 characters for this, it's going to create a second little preset button at the top for quick access. So I'm just going to write BG here for a blue gradient so we can see that. Now we have some options with it. Use current state means use what's currently set up in the color and the effects tab. We're going to include the brightness that's set up here, so any of our custom tailoring is in place. And we're saving our segment bounds, so our various segments that are created to say that our lights are logically divided or not. We also have an option to save it to an ID. Now your ID number is a unique number for your preset. It's going to increment that number for you automatically as you go. You can't have two presets with the same ID number, and that goes into how they get configured later. So we're going to save this just as ID1, and I'm going to hit Save Preset. Now, blue gradient gets saved and written into my list. So you see blue gradient here. It's highlighted in gray because it's currently selected, right? It's the status of our current controller. I also have a quick load button up here at the top that was created. Now, if I want to use that at any point, I can come here and I can recall it. So just to kind of prove that, I'm going to go back over to colors and I'm going to set this and kind of mess it up a little bit. So we'll go orange to green. And maybe I'll play around with things. I could actually change the effects. We'll run Android just for the fun of it. So I've got a completely different setup now running. You can see in my little peak at the top. I know that doesn't record very well in the screen recorder. If I then go over to presets and I click my blue gradient, it's going to come up and say that it's loaded my preset, and all my colors are set back, my effect is set back, and everything is back in place just the way I had it. So very simply, it's a way to save and recall your settings later. Now once that's in place, we can tell the system to use it, meaning we can say that this setup is what I want to come on every time the device powers on. So if you're controlling your setup with an outlet timer or something like that that's doing your switching of when it powers on and when it isn't, you can tell it to come up like this instead of in that solid orange that it's going to come up in by default. To do that, we're going to go over to Config. Once your Config menu is loaded, you're going to select LED Preferences. And then from the LED Preferences screen, you're going to scroll down until you get to the section called Defaults. And right here is an option to tell it to apply a specific preset at boot. Default is 0. If you leave it at 0, that means it's going to come up with that orange solid that the software is configured for. If I fill a number in here, that will tell the system to load that preset every time the system loads instead. We'll get a much better experience of not having those lights come up. So in a nutshell, that's all presets are. Saved configurations. You can have a whole big list of them, build your quick connects, and allow you to be able to select them very easily. Set up your numbers so you can build your playlist and do all of those things. We'll talk about that at a later time. We can also build our presets to do the equivalent or allow us to set the equivalent of powering off the system. Now in my configuration, my power supply runs separate from my controller. I have a 12-volt power supply that sits off to the side. My controller's 5-volt. They connect out to the lights. So when my lights are off, there's still 12-volt power running to the light strips. They're just not using it. It's there, but the circuits are told don't turn on. You can set WLED to do that as a preset, which is going to factor into timers in just a minute. To configure an all-off preset, essentially all you're going to do is set your colors to be black. So we have a full palette of just black. And then set your effect, if any, to just solid. So essentially what we are doing right now is we're just telling the system, be off, broadcast black. That's going to just shut everything off, even though the power technically is still on. So I'm going to go back over to presets now. I'm going to create this preset. I'm going to call it off. Again, I can only use 2 characters, so we'll use OF. And I'm going to give it a number that I remember, like 99, and save it. So now you'll see my different presets. I have my blue gradient, I have my off, and I have my preset 10, which is something I've been working on before. I also set a quick load button, so I have that displayed up here at the top, and I can quickly select between them if I wish. So now that I have these presets in existence, let's talk about timers. Initially, when I did my setup, I configured everything via an outlet timer. So I had the power physically getting turned on and off to the system. And I'm going to put that back in place to an extent. But within my control, there's sometimes times where you'd want to tell the system specifically to leave the outlets on, because I have other things connected to those outlets, but I want just the lights to turn on and off at a specific time. To do that, you're going to work with timers. Now, timers you're going to find actually under the configuration menu. But before they're useful to you, you have to have your presets built, and you have to have an understanding of what your preset numbers are. So for me, preset 99 is off, preset 1 is blue gradient. And I'm going to show you how we set the timers up to actually use those. To configure timers, we're going to go to Config, and we're going to go to Time and Macros. So at Config, come down to Time and Macros. Now there's an initial setup that you're going to want to do. By default, the system is already set to get its time from a time server. You can turn that on or off. I have this as a slave system, so some of my config isn't built in what you're seeing here. But you're going to want to configure things like your location, your time zone, and set all of that in place so that the device understands what time of day it is and knows how to configure these things. So you set your date, you set your clock, all of that's pretty straightforward. And then scroll down a bit, and you're going to find this section of time-controlled presets. Now this is the ability to have the system either run a dusk till dawn for you, which it will do automatically based on time of day and year and location, or to configure the specific hours and minutes that you want the device to turn on or shut off and configure. Now, by default, it's a kind of global setting. So it lets you say, I'm going to do this now. Just configure all of this for every day of the week, let it run. You can get more specific. So on your options here, your first column is enabled, meaning tell it to do something. I'm going to, by default, I'm going to shut a lot of these off because I'm very particular and I want to just have it configure the one I'm working with. I believe if you leave these as 000, it essentially is going to do nothing when it comes time for these timers to run. But again, I'm particular that way. So I'm just going to enable the first one. Now I have my ability to set the hour and minute and the preset. This goes off 24-hour time. So if I wanted my device to turn all my lights on at 4 o'clock, I would put the hour as 16. So 12 plus 4. And if I want to go right at 4 o'clock, that's minute 0. And then I set my preset for which one I want to turn on. My blue gradient is preset 1. So we'd select 1. And there we go. At 4 o'clock, my lights are going to turn on. Now there's not a preset by default for shutting them back off again. To do that, we use that all off black preset that we built. So I'm going to enable the second one here. I'm going to say at, let's say, 2 o'clock in the morning, or 2:30 just to be a little more interesting. We'll load preset 99. So at 4 o'clock in the evening, it's going to load blue gradient. At 2:30 in the morning, it's going to load all off. So it's going to shut everything off. Now, if I want that to happen every day of the week, no problem, no fuss, done. All I have to do is go to the very bottom and hit save, or scroll to the top and hit save. My timers are configured, my presets will work the way I expected them to. If, however, you want to set a different schedule for specific days of the week, you can hit this little calendar icon and configure the specific times you want this to run, even the date range that you want it to run, which means you could pre-configure, if you want, your entire setup for every holiday. I could say for my Christmas range of time, I'm going to load my Christmas preset at this time, run it until this time, shut it off, and do that until January 1st. And then I could have a separate set of presets that come on in February for Valentine's Day, and a separate set of presets come on for St. Patrick's Day, Independence Day, whatever I might want to do. You could pre-configure all of it, and then just hit save, and walk away. And your lights are just going to turn on and off throughout the year, as though you were remembering that you were going to set all this stuff up. Kind of cool. I may actually do that. But this is where you would configure that. So I can give it the range of dates, and I can give it the specific days of the week that I want to do this. So if I wanted to, I could say this is my weekday schedule. I'm turning off Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to do the same thing for this expanded one. And then I could build a different set of presets that were just for Saturday and Sunday. So different set of times, different toggling on and off as we go. And I can go down through the list and do that. And it gives you, let's see, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ranges that I can set with this. Now I could also say that my off preset, this one here, turning off at 2:30, that's good for everything. So I'm going to leave that as running all day, every week, throughout the year. Like, let it run. So regardless of which one I turn on at a specific time, it's still going to shut everything off at 2:30 every day, regardless of what I do. It's kind of a nice little catch-all here. That then leaves me 7 different abilities to configure ranges of dates for the things that I want to turn on and the presets that I want to build. And the house will just kind of take care of itself from there. Pretty cool. So there you have it. Not all that difficult, pretty simple and straightforward to do. You can play around with it a little bit in your own setup. It's all out of the box with WLED. Doesn't require any third-party Alexa or anything else. You can configure all of that directly on your controller. So if you're running standalone systems or you don't have Wi-Fi connecting out to your devices, there you go. Set them up, let it go out into the world, off it runs. So this being the end of a DIY dad video, I owe you a dad joke. And since we've been talking about timers, I thought we'd kind of keep it right in that line. So what type of dog is always on time? A watchdog. Right, remember with any DIY project, most important step is just to do it. No one's going to see the flaws unless you point them out, which you're going to want to do, but try to shut that voice down. For those of you watching the videos going through this, good luck with your holiday setups. I'm going to be expanding this setup as we go, and I'll document my way through that as each new thing shows up, and we eventually grow this into probably a massive, overly obnoxious Christmas display, or as LEDs show up in other parts of my product. Until then, have a great day. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.